All right, so sorry about that. There were some technical difficulties with my internet. Trust me, I did pay the bills, so this is going to be the second half. I hope we don't lose that first half. I hope that saves somehow. I am nervous about that. Oh well, what can you do? It's technology. Yeah. So we were just talking about Mets leading into Leonard Skinner. How was Leonard Skinner compared to the last time they played? I thought they were good the last time they played.
You know what you're going to get with the Skinner, and you pretty much got it. And that's about the most positive thing I can say about it. Not a big Skinner guy, not a big Southern rock guy. A little bit generic for me, and obviously the people love their Skinner, as I heard about the next morning.
And for me, I love John Butler Trio was the band of the whole festival for me.
Pretty
I thought
phenomenal.
that was amazing.
Yeah, I didn't know them, and I sauntered over to the Monster stage at the end of the night after checking out Edward Sharp, the Magnetic Zero, and I thought they were amazing. Like, the banjo is just incredible, and they've got amazing energy. People were loving it. The crowd was a packed stage, and they they blew me away, actually. Yeah.
I'm really sad to have missed that. But,
and because you're kind of disappointed with Edward Sharp's
well,
performance.
Edward Sharp and Magnetic Zeros I've seen twice before.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's because of the weather, because they started late. The energy seemed a bit off. It was still a good performance, and people were generally having a good time, and the lead singer Alex always goes into the crowd and loves to shows his love to the fans, but it just wasn't as good as I've seen them perform before, but still generally a good show.
So that leads us into Wednesday with the De La Soul. That's unfortunate. A lot of people were disappointed with De La Soul.
A lot of people bummed out about that.
But
most of all, Ellie disappointed about that.
Yeah,
I was worried about.
Not gonna lie.
Is there anything else to that story?
Like, I think they missed
flight delays. That's what it was.
Or missed flights.
But really, this day and age?
But I find that really odd, because normally at Bluesfest, at a festival, the performers will arrive earlier on in the day to sound check.
Yeah, you don't just like parachute in.
No.
Your sets
So I thought it was
you don't
strange.
just arrive at 7:30.
I've been going for 10 years, and there's hardly ever been a band that hasn't. I can't remember any of them that dropped out the same day.
There might be more of a story behind it that we're not aware of.
Mark Monahan runs a tight ship. If you miss it on him, he's going to be talking to you that night. So,
well, what can you say to De La Soul? Really?
Yeah,
I mean, but
the pioneers of the hip hop genres.
It was disappointing. It was a major disappointment not to have them there.
A big draw for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
But it's still a great night. The flight distance was awesome.
Flight
such a
distance
packed crowd.
Very happy for them.
If you like rap in this city, get out to a Flight Distance show. 100%.
Yeah, they don't disappoint.
Nicest guys on the planet, and they
play
their
really good
asses
show,
off.
and they were opening for Run the Jewels, so there were a lot of people already out there for Run the Jewels. So again, they had a crowd of about 1,000, and another great opportunity for them to get that exposure and reach out to new audiences. And they brought on stage a bunch of other hometown boys. You had like the Buck and Nice guys come on stage. You had the guy from Z-Bot, who's from Sound Alliance, the girl from Sound Alliance,
so that's
Whitney, who was there and singing. So it was nice. It was sort of like a family affair on stage, like an Ottawa family affair, and it was beautiful.
And and then I got Black Mountain by the end, and Black Mountain was so damn good.
Very disappointed I missed that, but I'm
they are.
Yeah, I missed them too, but I did catch Current Swell.
Yeah, I love Current Swell.
It was my first time checking them out, and they were great as well. It was like the perfect band for a music festival.
Absolutely, they were awesome.
Canadian stage. It's just so fun.
That's a great Canadian band. I love sharing with people outside of the country.
Nick.
And Run the Jewels. And how was Gaslight Anthem?
Gaslight was great. Sorry, who was the headliner that night, though?
Headley,
right. Oh. So I stuck around for the first few songs of Headley, and then I went over to Gaslight.
I think Headley was the one that he brought a young girl on stage and sang to her. I thought that was friggin' phenomenal. When I was leaving, he did that at around 10:30 at night, and I was blown. The girl was just so happy, sang the whole song. I love that shit. I'm a softie at heart, okay? I'm a softie at heart.
It's nice, like for me, I have to go and see the headliners. I have to go see the Bell Stage things. But then, deadline is 10 o'clock usually, so I send in the review. If there's anything for the second edition, it has to be in by 10:30. And then after that, like I'm kind of on my own time.
Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so
okay,
I go and see the ones that I want to see. So I actually headed over to Gaslight Anthem. They only had about 15 or 20 minutes left in their set, so I only caught the last like four songs. The last song they did though was Baba O'Reilly by The Who.
Oh, wow.
Teenage Wasteland.
That's amazing.
There are very, very few singers in rock that can pull off Adultery and Brian Fallon, unbelievable pipes and a great friggin' choice of cover. And he had it was a decent crowd. Crowd was still there, but yeah, they rocked it. And that was another band. Actually, speaking of cancellations. They pulled out of Folk Fest, right? Last year. They were supposed to play Folk Fest.
Oh.
They pulled out 2 days before their performance. Hey Rosetta stepped in, and nobody seemed to mind because Hey Rosetta is awesome.
Great.
And they killed that set.
Absolutely, yeah. They kill it every time. And anyway, but it was nice to get Gaslight Anthem in, and they were amazing. They ended up in my definite top 5. So,
See, I'd heard of Gaslight Anthem, but I never heard their music before, and so I kind of went in there kind of hoping to be wowed, and I was there for like maybe 2-3 songs, and for some reason it just didn't grab me. So I went to the Monster stage to check Run the Jewels, and that was quite a show. I must say I was won over instantly, and they're definitely in my top 5.
Yeah,
that was a lot of
you're
fun.
Not a hip hop fan, so
I know.
That says a lot.
I know.
That leads us into the Thursday. Another
Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet with
Crack open the Coors Light
with Keith Urban.
See, Thursday was the day that I was most excited about, especially in terms of local acts that were playing. For me, Fetnat, Hylotrons.
Yeah.
I was so, I was very excited. Fetnat delivered a great performance.
You missed Ornaments. Ornaments was
I
awesome.
did.
Great. Yeah. Did you see the first guitar break I've seen by a local band at Bluesfest?
That's intense.
Did you see that at the end where they smashed the guitars?
I didn't see the smashing of the
Smash
guitars.
them. Okay.
Smash guitars from a local band. So that is hard earned income there. These guys are not sponsored. That was awesome. Fetnat was.
That's a wasting 6 good strings right there.
Fetnat was weird and fun in all the right ways.
Weird and fun.
I'm just happy that more people get to discover him because they don't play that many live shows.
Fetnat?
Yeah.
Really?
So I'm just happy that they
Arboretum.
played. Yeah, they are playing
Pumped
Arboretum.
for that.
But I'm just happy they played the Canadian stage and more people got to discover them.
Hylotrons were so good.
Hylotrons were right after. I have to say, they're one of my favorite bands here in Ottawa. I was a little bit underwhelmed by their set. I found that they didn't do enough of their more upbeat songs. I found they had maybe a bit of a hard time. Well, yeah, they did some, but I found they had a hard time interacting with the crowd or getting the crowd pulled into their set. I mean, I still had an amazing time and danced my heart out the whole time because I'm a huge fan of theirs, but I've seen better.
Yeah, I agree with Ellie. I think that the crowd that was at the Canadian stage for Hylotrons were fans or were there just waiting for Mother Mother, and I think a lot of them just weren't understanding the direction that they were going in, and I think that lack of connection between the band and the crowd, I really felt it. So they put on a great set, but not their best that I've seen. I have to agree.
And how was Keith Urban?
Keith Urban was as you'd expect Keith Urban would be.
He's a damn good guitar player.
He's dreamy.
Oh my.
He's a damn good guitar player.
I heard that from a lot of people.
Deep V's, it's the deep V's.
It's the deep V's and the Maori tattoos. I don't know. That does it for me. He is great. He's a great guitar player. He's a great musician. He's got a great voice, great presence. Pretty much as close to a rock star as you can get in the country music world these days. He brought up another local guy as well. He brought up a local Sam Cudmore from Orleans to sing
15 minutes.
Kiss a Girl.
Yes, I think that's the name of it.
It's approximately 3.5 minutes of fame, I believe, if you time it correctly. But no, it did carry over as well. There was much media attention,
That's right.
lots of media requests and everything.
Oh,
and,
really?
He did the circuit the next day, so everyone knows his name now. And,
Good for
it was
him.
great.
That's great.
He seized the day. It was great.
Does he play in local places?
He does, I believe. No, I think he does. I think I read somewhere that he does an open mic once in
He's
a
like
while.
18 or 19 years
get
old,
out
so
there.
I think he's just kind of starting out. But
That'll give him a boost.
Yeah, that'll give him a shot in the arm.
Leads us into our Friday. I wasn't there Friday, so I'll let you guys take this one. It was raining the whole time.
Yes, it was.
So Friday, the big headliner, the Tragically Hip, there was a lot of people for that. As usual, they put on a really good performance, even though most people were soaked and freezing.
I don't think the Hip fans actually noticed that they were soaked.
No, probably not.
By that point in the night, and
Yeah.
after having Dropkick Murphys on before, don't think either
No
fans
one's-
of either band did not even the elements. They're impervious to elements, but
Yeah.
with that much.
And how
wholesome
is
running through your
everybody?
veins.
How is everyone taking the playing the whole fully completely?
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, it was neat. They started off with what was it, Grace 2, and then a couple of newer songs, and they played Ahead by a Century. It was really nice to hear.
New Orleans.
New Orleans is
Yeah,
sinking, and then
great.
from that point they went into the entire fully completely in its fullness and completeness, as they say.
Damn good
So
album.
yeah, it's a damn good album, and they've been touring it now, the deluxe reissue, for now like 2.5 years.
Holy shit! Okay,
It was the 20th
I thought so.
anniversary, right, in 2013. So they've been touring it now for about 2.5 years. But I mean, to hear songs like everyone's heard "Locked in the Trunk of a Car" and "Courage" and all that, but to hear like "Lionized" and like the obscure tracks off that album, to hear them live, that was pretty cool. So.
What about and how is Bahamas and Purity Ring? I'm so disappointed, but I'll have to see them come up
I
again.
unfortunately didn't see Bahamas, but I
Nobody
was
here made it to Bahamas.
at the Canadian
No.
stage
You
because
had
things
a better
were
set to catch.
so many great things at the Canadian stage. So local act, the Yips were playing,
Oh.
and they're
What did they
great.
do? They had a ghost on stage or something.
Yeah,
I
They
saw.
Ray
did.
Ghost. He's always there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just chilling
yeah.
at the show.
So
and-
the Yips, it was great to see them on the big stage.
Any blood and eating any?
No,
Things
Not this
Yeah,
time around.
none of
They
that.
were
None
pretty
of that.
tame, but
Yeah, but it was still fun.
a solid set nonetheless from them. They're always pretty on point, so it was great to see them at Bluesfest getting their time to shine.
Yeah.
And they did most of the tracks from Heirloom, their latest EP, which is fantastic. And personally, myself, I spent the whole night at the Canadian stage. I checked out Dear Rouge after them, which was new to me. I wasn't familiar with them. A great surprise. I really enjoyed them. Thought they had great stage presence. The music was catchy.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to be listening to their stuff. And
And Lowell after
Lowell.
that. Yeah.
Lowell.
I was a bit disappointed, I have to say. It was my first time again catching Lowell. I had missed her at House of Targ a few months ago.
2 months ago, yeah. It was
Yeah,
just, very recent.
but I mean, I just heard amazing things, so I was expecting a bit more. I thought it was maybe she wasn't.
I was really disappointed.
At her
I
best?
wasn't
I
just
don't
a
know.
little disappointed. I was really disappointed. I mean, it started off and it looked like there was potential there, and then she just lost steam, and it became boring near the end, and I just couldn't
just
wait for it to be
Darn.
A couple of songs stood out, but aside from that, I have to say, yeah.
That's this one. And how? So I'm going to take her off my Friday at 1:15, and I can make it for Bear Mountain at 3:30.
There you
Okay.
go.
There I can
You're
sleep in a little
welcome.
more. Thank you.
And Purity Ring, well, Purity Ring was a complete delight. It was beyond magical.
Yeah.
It was magical.
Julie and I actually caught Purity Ring at the Metropolis in Montreal early June, and it was our first time seeing them. We loved it. Their whole stage setup, lighting design is pretty impressive and intricate, and it adds a lot to the performance because they are just a duo, sort of a DJ producer and singer, so there's not much to it, but then adding all of these elements made it really, really special. We didn't think they would be able to recreate that at a festival in an outdoor venue. They did. It was pouring rain, and that just added to the visual elements and the magic.
Yeah, I saw the
And,
photos, and they
Yeah.
looked awesome.
It was a great set. The crowd that was there was really into it.
Yeah.
Like
the
Ellie
hardcore
said.
fans were there. Unfortunately, it wasn't a big crowd given
Yeah.
the temperature and the
But
rain,
Ellie and I
but-
made friends in the crowd, and we
Oh.
were singing along. And like she mentioned, the rain just kind of added to the experience.
There
and,
you go.
Yeah,
I like that
it's
night here.
wonderful.
Yep.
We're in the interest of time. We got to move on to Saturday. I wasn't there on the Saturday. How was Rishi Von Rex? I heard a lot of great things.
You know
Was
what?
anybody for that?
Saturday, I took the day off. It's the first time in years that I've
Come
taken
on.
a day off at Bluesfest. So I'm gonna
From
have to-
Deep Purple.
I know.
Wow.
Well, I didn't see Rishi Von Rex, but my partner did, and he mentioned that she was great. So she's definitely one of those live local acts that you have to check out.
And what about Interpol?
See, I went to see Interpol, and same thing. It's a band that I've heard a lot about. There was a lot of hype around Interpol. I'd never heard their music before. I show up, and I'm just like, meh. I don't know. I was just expecting more. It was